The well-known colleges and universities that require first-year applicants to complete the Common App's courses and grades section during the 2024-2025 admissions cycle. That is the topic of today's video. My name is Craig Meister. I'm a college admissions coach. You can learn more about me and how you can work with me one-on-one throughout the entire college admissions process on my website, which is collegemeister.com. And if you're interested in learning about whether or not you are or your student is on track for selective college admission in the United States of America, visit areyouontracktogetin.com. Again, that's areyouontracktogetin.com, at which you will complete a free 3-minute assessment. Your results will be emailed to you right away, and they will help you clarify whether or not you are or your student is on track for selective college admission in the United States of America. First, let's introduce what the courses and grades section even is. It hides right here below the writing section on the common portion of the Common App. And if you're lucky, you're not applying to any colleges that require this section to be completed because it's a pain in the butt. It's time consuming, and it basically puts on you the work that for decades has been done by high school counselors around the world, sending your high school transcript to colleges and universities, and then college admissions officers in the United States who go through meticulously the actual transcripts they receive from high schools around the world to assess whether or not a student has taken the courses he or she needs to take in order to succeed at that particular college or university, and also has earned the grades necessary in order to achieve admission. But over the last several years, more and more colleges have outsourced that work to the student as a part of his or her application process. And unfortunately, a growing number of schools are buying into the idea that this is the responsibility of the applicant, not the responsibility of a high school counselor, and not the responsibility of a paid staff member of that particular college or university. They would rather a computer program or system handle it that doesn't have healthcare costs. You would think that colleges and universities would be very student-centered. That is not the case, of course. And so more and more are subscribing to having the students do more work in order to earn a spot at a particular college or university. In 2024, for the 24-25 admission cycle, the vast majority of colleges on the Common App do not require the courses and grades section, thankfully. And of those that do, the majority are not very popular. But unfortunately, there are a handful of popular schools that require this. And I say it's unfortunately because that means most likely you may have to unfortunately have a run-in with the courses and grades section on the Common App, and therefore have to spend more time completing your Common App than you otherwise would have to spend if you were applying to only colleges and universities that do not require the courses and grades section. So what are some of the colleges that require the courses and grades section on the Common App? They are small and they are large. Let's go from the top. Amherst College. This was a surprise to me when I first learned it. Amherst College, a small liberal arts school that, sells itself as very student-centered, is requiring students to do the heavy lift that is the courses and grades section. Now, I know that Amherst will make the argument that they get applications from all around the world, so this is actually in the best interest of the student. The student will be able to enter this information into the Common App, and it will be sooner to arrive at the admissions office at Amherst right after the student applies. Therefore, there will be no delays from schools in Timbuktu or in underserved communities that maybe don't have counselors. And that is a valid argument for the very, very, very small percentage of students who really do have MIA or incompetent high school counselors. But for everyone else, this is ridiculous. After Amherst, we have the next well-known college or university that requires this is Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. What a shame. What a crying shame it is that Carnegie Mellon has gone down this path. Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles. Then we have Purdue University in Indiana. Unfortunately, that's a very big one. because they get thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of applications. So again, that means that it's very likely you're going to get sucked into the vortex that is the courses and grades section on the Common App. Stanford University, the powers that be at Stanford have been seduced by the courses and grades section of the Common App. So sad. St. John's College in Maryland and New Mexico. I'm very sad to see that. St. John's College requires it. They don't get that many applications. Why must they do this? I could be, again, I really think it is a budget issue with some schools because it is doing the work that admissions officers used to spend a lot of time doing. Why not have a student who's 18 years old take the time free of charge to transcribe his or her entire high school transcript and maybe even a pre-college program transcript all into one standardized form for the college, serve it up as a delicacy on a silver platter, and throw it on over to the college. Whereas in the past, the admissions officer would pour over this transcript for many, many minutes, trying to make heads or tails of what he or she was seeing. University of Arizona also requires it now. Outside of the United States, University of Dundee and University of Glasgow and University of Limerick. My goodness. In the United States, again, University of Minnesota. My, oh my, University of Minnesota. University of New Mexico. That's a shame. Beautiful state. Beautiful state. Not such a beautiful application process anymore to University of New Mexico. University of Southern California. See, I told you, you're probably not going to be able to avoid this. If you're applying to some very popular schools, you're going to get snagged up in this courses and grades shenanigans. University of Oregon, also known as Oregon, depending on who you're talking to. University of Oregon. And then we have UW, University of Washington requires it. Next up is University of Wisconsin-Madison. If University of Michigan Ann Arbor doesn't need the courses and grades section completed by applicants on the Common App, why does University of Wisconsin-Madison? The answer, of course, is that none of these colleges need the courses and grades section to be completed. They want the courses and grades section to be completed. Then we have Whittier. Whittier I used to recommend a lot, but they've had an implosion recently of different issues at Whittier, so I'm not recommending it as much at all, actually. There are, again, a number of other schools. I didn't even know Prescott College was still in business. I thought they went out of business, but I guess they're still in business. Oh, Pitzer requires it too. Pitzer requires it. So that's a shame. Again, you're surprised. One of the Claremont colleges requires it, but the others don't. It's wild. And again, some other small schools do. I'm not even going to name them. I'm not here to insult as much as inform. The American University of Rome requires it. That's a shame. If you want to get to Rome, why not just go apply to John Cabot, is what I would say. But look, it is what it is, and we have to just suck it up. Life isn't fair. I think it's a shame that you have to go through this, but it's not as bad as some things that could happen to you, and that will be tomorrow's video. If you want to get into any of these Common App colleges or others, you're going to want to listen up at this point, because I am offering a new product during the 24-25 admissions cycle, and it's already taken off. It's known as my pre-read. When you've finished your Common App and you want to know if it's as strong as possible and whether or not in its current condition, your chances of admission to a particular Common App school are impressive, inconclusive, or inadequate, you need my pre-read. Getting my pre-read now means having me review your entire Common App, just like an admissions officer or an admissions committee will review it later, and receiving by email no later than the time you reserve a comprehensive report highlighting what's working and what's not on your full Common App and one Common App supplement. If you've yet to submit your Common App to a particular college or university, my pre-read may motivate you to make adjustments to it before your deadline. If you've already submitted your Common App, my pre-read will prepare you for what I deem to be your likely admissions outcome at the institution in question. To purchase my pre-read now, go to mypreread.com. Again, mypreread.com. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one throughout the entire college admissions process, go to my website, which is collegemeister.com. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and most importantly, stay stress-free throughout the entire college admissions process.